And we're live. Hi, I'm Gobi, and I'm one of the co-founders of LD Talent, and I'm here with one of our most important customers, Jamal. And Jamal is a founder of Ingage, which has recently been acquired by Vidcruiter. Welcome, Jamal.
Thanks so much for having me, Gobi. Really excited to chat.
And today we're going to be talking to you about Ingage. Ingage has used LD Talent. We'll be getting their perspective on how they use LD Talent. And specifically, what Ingage has built is a AI/ML-based software that analyzes interviewers as they are interviewing candidates and helps make the entire process more streamlined, less biased, and overall more effective for both parties, the interviewer and the interviewee. And Jamal, I'd love to learn more about how you discovered the need for this software in the market and how you distinguished yourself amongst the competition.
Yeah, Gobi, my co-founder Matt and I had a rather unique journey that really started at Stanford at the GSB. He and I were successive class presidents for our cohort, and we were the COVID class of 2020. And so the last 20% of our program went all virtual right in the meat of the pandemic in the spring of 2020. And we had to help usher the university into this new world of online learning. And in parallel, Matt and I were researching technologies, approaches, methodologies at the intersection of technology and human connection. And so there was this very unique convergence where we landed upon a technology solution based on our research to help professionals read the virtual room through behavioral intelligence. So facial expressions, tonal analysis, conversational themes, real-time interruptions. How can I build trust and engagement in virtual settings with individuals and in industries that were going hybrid? And so our really predominant verticals that we started off after graduation was in the online learning space with the teacher-student relationship, in counseling and psychological services with virtual telehealth sessions there between doctor and patient, in online B2B sales with sellers and customers trying to sell online in terms of products and services, and then in the virtual interviewing space of how can I leverage this technology to minimize unconscious bias and really scale equitable and effective hiring outcomes. And it was really that last pillar where we deployed all of our strategies for growth, because there was such a predominant need in that space as the gig economy and the future of work and just the borders of geography and companies were really coming down. And second, we just love the mission of using our technology to help people do good, do well, and be successful.
That's fantastic, Jamal. And one of the things that I really liked about what you're talking about is how applicable this is to so many different domains. I was wondering if you had a sort of example of what's a kind of insight that one might get out of using Engage. Um, yeah.
Absolutely. And so, Gobi, there's a number of different insights, and taking kind of the interviewing example, how am I showing up as an interviewer in different scenarios? What is my tone? What is my level of engagement? What is my level of inclusivity based on different candidates? And does that change depending on the gender, the ethnicity, the geography, the culture, the accents of candidates? Does that change based on the type of job, whether that is a more down and in execution focused role or more an up and out customer interfacing role? And so unlocking these behaviors, do I interrupt more? Do I leave space for questions? Do I smile? Do I use my hands? Is my tone welcoming? And am I consistent across the board, whether we're talking jobs, whether we're talking people, to really give everybody the ultimate opportunity to succeed? And in doing so, also providing kind of real-time descriptive feedback of whether or not I'm losing the room, they're really liking what I'm saying, I'm building that relationship of trust, I'm doing all of the behavioral cues I need to be successful.
That's a really well thought through answer. Yeah, that gives me a lot more clarity on how you mitigate bias. And one of the things that I was wondering is, to build AI ML models, even to train TensorFlow models and things like that, you need to have a lot of data. And one of the things I was wondering is, as a startup, I know you used LD Talent, you found AI ML engineers on LD Talent, you found full stack developers on LD Talent. But I'm curious about, like, what was your process like when using LD Talent? What skills did you search for? And how did you acquire the data to train on? And then how did you get the developers that you work with on LD Talent to work with you, work with each other, to train these models and build something that's truly unique from what anyone else has built?
Yeah, Gobi, what I really loved about LD Talent is we took our problem space from a technology perspective, attached an architecture and requirements to what we needed from a technology standpoint, and then went through the process of requirements and architecture decomposition and said, here is how this system will look like as a collection of pieces. And then it was about how do we go and find the individuals that are competent and capable with a growth mindset and want to learn more to be able to execute to each of these individual pieces. And what we loved about LD was just the breadth and the variety of talent that was on the platform, A, but B, your personalization and the interaction we had with you about recommendations on who to sort of go after and what your sort of top 5, top 7, top 10 folks were as really a point of departure. And so for us, we were looking for some pretty niche and nuanced skills. A lot of folks do AI ML. We were specifically focused on real time. A lot of folks do AI ML. We were specifically focused on a Microsoft and Teams infrastructure integration, and then also a Zoom and also a WebEx. So we really sort of honed in on those skills. What's the Microsoft stack look like? What does the Zoom stack look like? And really focus in there. And I thought that really separated LD from other platforms. That variety, but also that human in the loop and that willingness to engage from a customer standpoint and really build that intimacy of relationship between you and the founding team to really make us successful. And then when we brought everybody together, what we found was, I think by associating with LD, they shared the same values of hard work, of execution, of willingness to learn, take feedback, but then they were complementary in their skills. And that's really where we wanted to be. We wanted to have supplemental values, but complementary skills. And it worked out very well for us. In terms of the data question, Gobi, that's where Matt and I really created differentiation for ourselves and really relied on our experience in the education space, in the corporate space, the organizational space, and really cultivated our own homegrown data set. And we're able to use LD Talent to do cleaning, to do visualization, to do parsing, to really streamline it into a data pipeline and make this, a go-to-market product.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jamal. That was a really comprehensive answer as well. I think that the things that you highlight about granular skills, vetting for these granular skills, building up a network of talent who are engaged in lifelong learning. And the work session system itself, like, you transparently see what they're working on as they track the work sessions, and then you have ability to prove them. I think that came together really well in your case study. And it's awesome to see how you went from, like, searching on our platform for talent all the way to, building something that was worth Vidcruiter acquiring y'all for. So it's just so beautiful to see this come together. And thank you for working with us. We
No,
really
thank you,
appreciate it.
Gobi. And it's been a terrific journey here, kind of 3 years end to end, from concept to acquisition. And Matt and I are so excited about kind of what's next in the next chapter. And we're sure to start getting in the shop again and tinkering. And LD will be very much top of mind in terms of forming a team when we're ready. So looking forward, my friend, to this not being a goodbye, but rather a hello, and this being the beginning of an ongoing collaborative relationship for many years to come. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, Jamal. And we've learned so much from your feedback, and we're just trying to make this platform better and better. And a big congratulations once again on the acquisition. So,
Thank
yeah.
you.